Hello.
Hello.
Audio is good. Experimental show is good. We got a fun one today.
Fun. In the sun.
We are in the sun.
Look at
that. It is blasting in here.
Yay.
Ready to get a tan. I'm so dark right now, or so light right now, that my blonde arm hairs look kind of brown/black.
What do we think
it's very strange, and I'm excited for some sun.
62.
62. It's going to be 81 on Saturday.
Let's go outside and play.
I'm going to cut the lawn tonight after work. It might be dark out, but I don't care. It needs it, and I'm doing it.
Do you have any lawn growing?
Then I'm going to fertilize it. Oh, yeah, it's growing.
Okay.
But anyway, we showed this off last week. Uncle Dennis brought in this sweet bowling pin rocket ship special. And this thing is from, you said it was from a bowling alley art show, wasn't it? Yep, nearby here, local bowling alley show. So that's a bowling pin right there, and it's a really cool looking, artistic designed rocket ship. And so with a couple ideas presented from Uncle Dennis and the beautiful option, or the beautiful opportunity for us to have an experimental show, folks, I really do think that this show is funded by our VIP supporters. We can even start phrasing it like that. Experimental show brought to you by VIP or VIPs.
I do like that, and Sam does like the end thing where the clips, the names are. So to get your names in light, it's kind of like, think about a corporation when you do like the run, and they've got all those logos on the shirt. Your name is our logo.
That's right.
Pretty cool.
So that's what's happening. Those people that pay $5 a month to support what we're doing and support this streaming, so we're not just working at local customers, we're working across the globe. That's what you're getting right here today, and this is for everybody to view, thanks to those guys.
Yep.
And some other bonuses and perks they get. They know what they are, and you can ask us about them as well. But today we're going to make a couple rocket ships, and I've got a really cool idea for mine. A little bit different than this, but based off of what Uncle Dennis brought in, and then I think Michelle's going to give one a crack too. Sweater's coming off.
I got to look at it.
There it is. That's right. Take a look.
Yeah, the top is different. That's what I was looking at.
The top's a little different. Same kind of base things. That's kind of what I was thinking mine was going to look like.
And then we can put little flames. Like the flame could be separate on the table, because you know how from the ignition there's like a gap?
That would be really cool. That's a cool idea for yours. Here's what mine's going to be. I'm going first. I'm going to change the shape of the body away from the bowling pin a little bit. It's going to be a tall, this is kind of like a glass shape almost, where it's going to go like this, and it's going to point a little bit more, come down, puff out a little bit at the end, boom, like that. Then, this up top is going to have a nice flat spot like that. Then we're going to put another kind of pointed cone top on it. You know what I'm saying? Then here we're going to have a bunch of flames coming down. And then here is going to be our 3 prongs. Jeez, this looks not like I was imagining, really. Whoa!
Why doesn't it look like what you're imagining?
I don't know. It just looks a little funky. That's a little better. So
wait, who was it? Was it Elon Musk? Who sent the spaceship in?
Elon Musk did send a spaceship recently.
Yeah.
So it's going to be very similar to what it is. We may put some rivets here, may flatten this out. We're going to see kind of how it goes along, but this is going to be blue. This is going to be white, kind of NASA kind of colors. That's N-A-S-A-W, Nassau. And then we're going to have your multicolored flames down here, folks. So let's give it a shot and see what happens. I'm going to start with recycle and use mostly recycle for this piece, because that's the idea behind prototyping. You don't go straight into full color. But I will give it some color accents as well at the same time. We're going to start it up over here. You guys see Matt over there? Matt, give him a wave. Oh yeah. He's working on a few beautiful slumped pieces that are going to be a part of a brand new summer class. So stay tuned for that. You guys will meet Matt in more detail soon enough.
And we're going to do the photo shoot on Sunday, so people are already asking about June and July classes. It's crazy.
Planning ahead, it's good.
It is good.
So I'm starting small, not going big to start.
That's what prototypes are about.
Mom, would you mind pulling off the door on the hole?
No, because I'm short. We've had this discussion.
Oh.
I can pull it off. It will just be on the floor.
Okay, but don't use that. You want to grab the one with the yellow handle. I can just trade with you here if you want.
What yellow handle?
It's in the bucket right there.
Jeez.
It's much stronger. It's a thicker punny.
Got it. Short girl can't get it up top like that. I guess I could just put a box there next time.
Thank you. All right, so we got the bubble in there. I'm gonna start swinging it. We're going for the long. I'm gonna give it a little puff at the end. And actually, wait a minute now. I thought it up backwards. I thought it up way backwards, so give me a second to brainstorm this.
Put little like Lego men inside here. Are those super tiny miniature people looking out through the window?
Yes. Okay, I think I got it. The way I drawn it up was actually backwards to the way it could be created. My brain somehow didn't quite understand the job.
That's why we prototype them.
Exactly.
You can also ditch it in the middle if you need to.
Hello? Good. Now we'll go for a little more length on it. So this, the furthest away from me is actually going to be the top of the ship. So we're going to punny it up and flip it around and then put the majority of things on there. Real light. Good. It's looking good, looking good. Now I'm just gonna have you cap it on this one.
Okay.
Maybe not, actually. I might do it a little different.
I like that you went first because now I've got all, like, I'm thinking everything
That's
through.
why Chris is watching too. We're all thinking it through at the
Oh,
same
is he
time.
doing one? Are
No.
you doing?
Oh, maybe he is doing
Only if you
one.
have a Glass Academy shirt on.
Oh!
Underneath this shirt, I have a
No
secret
cap.
Glass Academy tattoo right here, so that I always have my.
You're not mic'd up. No one can hear words you're saying. Well, and again, this is the best because as Jake does his, and then he's going to see what I do to mine, then he's going to be like, oh, I want to make another one.
Exactly.
But today is physical in the gallery snail release day, so. Can that really happen?
I am thinking with my brain. Thinking really hard about what the heck's going on here. Trick is to have, I'm trying to get a thick enough bottom on here that I could punny up on it and not worry about this thing breaking off. So I think that's the thickness we want to go for, right there. And maybe when we knock it off, we put a little something special on the end of it. Holy, thank you. That thing was raging.
Can you hurry up? I want to do mine.
All right, all right. Man, I feel like I'm like missing something.
Can't tell you what you're missing.
All right, I'll take a nice chunky punny on a counterweight. So that's how the rocket ship's gonna go into the universe.
Is it okay if it's clear or you want it recycle?
I might as well do it recycle. You guys heard about Elon Musk trying to buy Twitter, didn't you? Pretty crazy. He didn't. They didn't.
Recycle's looking pretty light.
It is very light. It's that nest bowl color.
Ah, hence the reason you did the nest bowls.
It's a beautiful blue right now. But you see what I said on the experimental show is it looks really gray. It doesn't look quite as blue as it's gonna look. Look at the difference. And it's hard to see with that little piece. Nice punty connection.
Thank you.
Going for the break here.
That was a crazy sound. I don't know if the staff heard it. The reason we do these shows without customers here is because there's all kinds of stuff happening in the studio. We got Elise working on displays, Matt working on products, Sam working on the Guinness event.
So the first thing is going to be after I flatten this up a little bit, a little recycle ball like that.
Ball like the size of a big grape.
Yeah, precisely. We're going to see how tight I can do this. Originally, if you take a look at that picture I drew on the floor for me, Uncle Dennis, on the very bottom of the body of the machine, you see that flare out right before the flame starts? When I was connected to the pipe and it was a bubble, I'd have the pressure of the bubble to push against to make that little flare. Right now I don't, and I've got an opening on the bottom of it because I thought it up backwards in my brain. So now I'm going to work on trying to figure out how to make that flare the way I wanted with a bubble like this, with an opening. It's kind of funky. Look at that, I almost just got it. Got a belly hair stuck on my belt. I don't know if you ever have that problem. But I couldn't focus because my belly hair was about to be ripped off.
No, I don't have that problem. Do you want a paddle as you're pulling it out or no?
I don't think so. It's a cool little piece.
round ball?
Yes, in one moment.
One moment?
Yeah, let me take this one next heat and then go for it.
So I met a new customer that was talking about Blown Away, and they said the thing that they like about our shows is that...
Who's this?
This is the guy that's coming next week for happy hour with his wife.
Oh yeah, cool guy.
He works at the coffee shop. Got to talking about the Glass Academy. He's going to come through for happy hour.
Cool.
And he was saying Blown Away doesn't give you an idea of like timing or what happens if it falls on the floor or, you know, and it's like, it was a reality show. It was a fast, quick reality show. He's like, they focused more on the participants than the glass blowing.
Right.
And I was like, well, yeah, that's kind of what reality shows are about.
Yeah, it's the truth.
That's why the Gathering Point exists.
That's what I wanted to do, folks. The deed is done. Now let's go for the sphere.
Size of a big grape.
Big grape. Let me take it over there and I'll put it next to the drawing here and we'll show you what I mean about that puff out. It was really hard to do. I had to seal that bubble up and close it off like I did on the bottom first. Otherwise it would just fold up that edge. It's this indent I was talking about, that bink. Come on, I gotta go for a heat. Now I'm gonna give it kind of the platform that the flames are gonna be coming out.
Do you want me to marver it?
Nah, just right over the old top.
A little more than needed, I see. I was a little large on that, but Jake just took what he needed. What's fun about the experimental show is you do start thinking about all kinds of other stuff.
Oh yeah. Okay, now we're gonna put some flames on here.
Am I doing red flames?
The way the flames are gonna work is one 70% dip in that, one light tap of that, one light tap of that on one corner.
Okay.
I'd do like one of these in there, tap, tap.
I think I've done this once or twice. I think I understand.
Just want the ratio right.
Okay. Tell me when.
Go for it. Talking about the same size as what you just had.
Okay.
Out of clear. So now we're gonna get some flames coming off the bottom. The trick and the reason I got it plenty up on this side now is because we'll make the flames. I'm gonna make each of the things it's gonna stand on, which the proportion's gotta be right here. I gotta think about this. So that it's not, these aren't huge, long extremities. But then we're gonna knock it off, think like that, let it sit on the table, bring over one more piece to finish the top with.
All right,
and then take it away.
Since you're here, you can watch. One full dip.
70%.
Dip. Dip.
All right.
Does that work for you?
That'll do.
All right, how am I bringing this?
Let me get one more heat and then just really hot over the top.
I'm only teasing Jake. It's important to know what the color is, so when he does this with someone else, oh, I like that color, do it exactly the same, or I did not like that color, don't do it the same.
Exactly.
My rocket ship's gonna be amazing.
So is mine.
Just need to let you know.
Look at this. That's some serious
Fire.
fire.
Very nice, very nice. So, am I flattening the
Yes.
things? I'm sure they have a name. And you got the flattening tool as well. What would those be called? Sam, what would you
That's
call
cool.
these?
That's really cool.
Oh, she's looking. Of course she is. She's like 5 steps ahead of us.
So what I'm
Flanges?
thinking is recycle glass with 1 coat of the 00 white.
What was it?
Struts. Very good.
Say that again.
About that big. Maybe a little bigger than the last one you brought.
For the struts.
For these 3 struts. That's what
And am I flattening them?
Yeah, so you will, yes, flatten both sides. So a little wider on the tip. Yeah, totally like that. And then I'll give you the tag, but just smack it, and then bring it over real hot.
Recycle, correct?
Yes, recycle with 1 coat of the white. So the key for me is getting this on hot enough, pulling it up, cutting it, and then having them fold down and all be at the same length past the flame. So there's 3 points of access down here that are going to hit the table, just like the one Uncle Dennis was showing you. This is like, I'm not thinking as much about color at all right now. I'm thinking about design and style and how I want to put it together. I wanted to make sure I had color on the flames so we knew what those were, but from here we can get crazy with color designs and fix it up and get wild.
So what I'm being aware of is as I shape it in the color, I'm already creating the shape that Jake was looking for. Am I doing this with the taglia or just flattening?
You're doing it with the taglia right here. Squish it real good, get a little nice and wide. It's a little
Well,
small.
then squishing it real good too.
That's looking perfect. As much heat as you can handle on it.
You want to be right here?
We're gonna do it over the top.
Okay.
I mean, like this, sorry,
Okay.
from the bench. This is experimental, folks, here we go. Perfect. The size was great.
All right, cool.
That sure made it big real fast. My punny's cracking.
Strut number 2. What's a strut in a car? Isn't a shock absorber? So does that serve the same purpose in a rocket
It does
ship?
make sense, yeah. Less shock when it lands back on Earth or takes off.
Right.
My struts are going on my car. Have to figure out how it's going to sit. I got to flatten up the ends of these things somehow.
Well, if you got the 3 struts, right? Are you doing 3 or 2?
3.
Ready?
I'm ready. Beautiful.
Woo-wee. So the trick is it's flat to keep it
Flat.
the first one warm enough while the second one's cooling off, and then he's going to add a third one in there.
Keeping the punny warm enough.
So he's got a torch that he can use. He fits.
Man, it got big quick.
I know, this is pretty cool. I love when it flies into the glory hole. Like, that's just a cool shot as it is.
You can start up that third one.
Okay, I'm going to start it up. Will you?
Definitely got big quick. But it's looking like about the same length on each one. And the cool thing is, if we're all gonna do one each, or however many we do, just like the snails, you make 10 snails and you pick and choose each piece that you like from each snail. I'm not a huge fan of the color or maybe just the size of these struts right now, but I do just love the flames going on the bottom and the way that looks connected to that. So maybe that's, maybe one of these guys has a better way to put those struts on the base.
Well, actually, I was thinking I was going to do mine in 2 parts.
Sure.
So you'll see mine will be a little different, and then we can decide what worked best and why.
All right, Instagram. Rocket ship time. Don't know what else I could tell you other than that. Got bright popping flames on here. We got a cold punny. And we're going with our third strut for the bottom, right meow. We can take one more flash before we do it.
Yes. So Instagram, we need a full minute.
We'll get a minute on there. Let's get it right now.
Our Instagram viewership is up.
What
I
up?
went over some stats yesterday. Facebook took a dive.
Here we go.
Instagram is up. Third strut. Oh, look at that. Nice proportions. So Rocketship. Looks like tentacle arms. It's like taffy. Do you want a board, or you're going to line them up on the marb, or just set it?
I think I'll hit the marb with it.
So this is the trick. Does he have good?
The lengths look perfect.
I know.
Looks real
We can
good.
always grind the bottom a little bit so it sits flat or doesn't wobble or something, but when we're doing the glass, we try the best we can, the least amount of cold working. Wow, your proportions are good. Look at that.
It's pretty darn close.
Which annealer are we going in?
We're going to number 4. So now I got to flatten up. I'm just going to heat the very tips of each of these bottoms and flatten them up so it sits nice and tasty. Because if the rocket ship's angled like this when it goes for takeoff, it's probably not going to go to the destination you want.
What are you saying? It's not straight up and down when it goes to takeoff?
Yeah, it wouldn't shoot in the right direction. Yeah, you'd end up at Uranus. Whoa! That's ice cold. That's ice cold.
And fire's looking good. So after this piece is done, it can be cold work. Jay can put
There's going to be no
JN.
cold working.
JN Rocketship. You can engrave the side is what I'm getting at.
Oh. I want to get these to bend in a little more. Come on, you little sons of guns. It's all right. Maybe that's what it is. I don't want to get the whole thing moving too much. Now I'm really just gonna focus on the very bottom. We're gonna make sure it sits straight.
It was fun when we did an airplane coming out of the glory hole because it's like flying in.
Yeah. Would you actually put a pad on the floor? There's a big one under the marber. Thanks.
The reason we do the wood is it's softer. It will not absorb the heat out of the piece as much as the concrete would. Sun shining, there's shadows, that's pretty cool. There's gonna be some cool shots we can pull from this. That was pretty cool looking.
Next time I'm learning that flattening them maybe isn't the move, because when I go to push down on it like that, it wants to bend them
Right.
in a not
I'm gonna
correct
do mine
way.
in 2 parts. I don't know if that's gonna make a difference. I really like how it bent though.
I think it actually looks pretty darn good.
Yeah.
Get rid of the burned white. I'm gonna take one more flash and let's get it off of there. How about a little stamp on it though?
You ready now?
Yeah. Going for the GA stamper, and then when we knock it off, there's still one more piece I'm gonna put on top, all in one move. And then we'll put it away right after that.
I only had big
This
pipes.
is back into the GA 3000 territory.
You're gonna have to tell Christina. Alright, say bye to Instagram.
Take it easy, everybody. Check out our feeds to see the end of it. That's not bird feeds, folks. That's live feeds. All right, here we go. We're gonna knock it off here. Would you grab those pair of diamonds and pull them over here? I'm gonna do it. That's just for cutting this piece that I bring over right now.
All right, this is the spire. What is this thing
This is
called?
just the top spire thing piece.
This is the thing that breaks the atmosphere.
Would you heat these guys up?
Yes, absolutely.
Now entering the atmosphere. GA 3000.
I'll get the door, you get this.
Okay.
They're warm.
We gotta get this thing away. You start to see the color coming from the bottom. I have no idea how I'm gonna grab this. Like that. Yeah!
Wow, really nice.
First one. That was pretty cool.
Ah.
All right. Thanks for the idea, Uncle Dennis.
All right, you follow up. And I am the answer part.
Whew. Wow. That's pretty interesting. The first things I would say is if we take a look over here, we could finish it off. That's pretty much what it looked like. This guy was more of like this shape at the top. And then that was pretty much it. I mean,
Yeah, it turned out pretty much like you had.
that's awesome. So the one thing I would say, I mean, this was definitely my favorite part for sure, the flames. That was just super cool. It looks super good. It's really nice to make flames out of glass. It looks super cool with the bright colors and the movement of the glass. These guys, like I said, I didn't like flat. So maybe next time we use them as a round ball and we stick it on there symmetrical and then pull it out and do a nice long even tip. And then maybe just put a little platform on here. Either some platforms or just a ball like Uncle Dennis has on his sweet one over here for it to sit on, perhaps. And then I don't know what I feel about this guy up here either. I think it would be a final move like that. I think it looked really cool. I'm I'm gonna have to hold it, feel it, but there's gonna be so much room to put cool swirls or optics into this body part. Color, texture, everything. I want different color on these, maybe these in black, really like metallic and like metal on the side would be really cool. I didn't want to use a bunch of black for our example one though, so that's a great tester outer. Let's see what Michelle comes up with. Let's see if Chris hops on the pipe with us too. Woo! Uh-oh, here we go.
Yeah, so...
Kept the drawing nice and small.
Whatever. All right, so this is a wrap. These are cane dots,
Rivets.
like rivets. This is at the end.
Did I hear a frog?
Ribbit, ribbit. These I wanted to try, so it'll be, you'll flatten it like I did, a third of the size of what I did, and we'll put them on flat, like I'll put them on flat, and then we'll do another flat piece.
I like that.
Because what I'm trying to get is that angle.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I think it would look better.
Yeah.
It would be a really nice way to keep it tame and keep it under control, a little easier to put together.
And then my fire is going to be like...
A one flamer?
It's going to be a separate part that sits under.
Oh yeah, very cool. Like a little camp,
Yeah, but
opposite
it might
campfire.
not, it won't be. It needs to be reversed though.
Yeah.
Still, the flame has to go the other way.
Yeah. Unless, you know how like when they start shooting, it blasts out like that on the floor. If you
Right.
can make it like
And just
thick,
spend a couple little
thin,
tips.
and then the tips come out.
We'll see. We'll see. Okay. So to get started,
Doing it out of recycle.
yes, it'll be out of recycle. Can you throw a couple more punnies up? I didn't.
Yes.
I forgot.
Many of you know how this works. These were all the pipes Michelle used for my piece. And it hasn't even been 5 minutes and they're all empty and clear with no glass on them anymore. That's just the glass cooling itself down and popping and cracking and exploding off the end of the pipe.
When always check your tools before you start. Which I did not do.
So she grabbed a wooden block. This is going to allow her to shape it up nice and symmetrical before she blows the bubble into it. Just like so. Cherry wood, folks. It's cherry wood.
Will you bring back the shears? Thank you. So we saw how quickly Jake's got big.
Real big.
So it's on my mind. Saying and doing are two separate things.
Which end is the top?
Well, I thought about all of that. Now that I'm sitting here, I'm like, wait, did I think that through right?
Oh, the same thing
Yeah.
I did, huh?
All right.
It's upside down now?
This is the top.
We could always just put the antenna on last, just like I did.
Yeah, we're gonna double punny it. Okay.
Double punny.
You'll see. Wait, I gotta stop. You talk. I gotta think.
Just watch the brain turn motion. Very importante. We're gonna have to promote this show because this is an interesting one. So she's getting the neckline in there, pulling it out nice and long. That's where we're gonna break it off at one point. We don't know how many times we're gonna break it off. We don't really know what's going on yet.
Do you
We're
not know what's
experimenting.
going on? Or you can pick those up.
I'll leave one down there for good measure. I'll pick this guy up. Little marber wipe, make sure it's nice and clear.
Yeah, there's a nice layer of dust on things these days.
Yep, when you got a wood shop next door, everything gets coated in wood. Whoa!
Okay, so the big glory hole, this is doing a small prototype on a big glory hole. I can't dial in on the heat as much as I'd like, right?
Sure.
But the next theory is to swing this out. So see how it gets narrower?
So you're doing it with this part being the furthest off the end of the pipe.
Yeah, we're gonna punchy there. I'm gonna work on the top,
Okay.
and then we're gonna re-punchy.
Okay.
Because there are no rules to how many times you can punchy something.
That's all.
My friend Gravity.
So that's about twice as long. I'm just gonna go for a little more heat and get it even longer.
Longer.
Uncle Dennis is probably starting to warm up, standing right in the beam of midday sunlight.
Woo! There we go.
Super swing. Nice and paper thin.
No, it is not paper thin. It's got a beautiful
I just
thickness
taught a
to it.
class at Michigan Hot Glass last night.
About what?
Did Dad tell you that?
No.
Nolan just called me, and there was a 4-hour class. There were 5 students, and he was just like, we need someone to teach tonight. So there were people at all different levels of glassblowing skills, and I just helped them along with their process. But they weren't under the impression that you use assistants in 90% of what you do. So they were all doing exactly like you're doing, blowing into the pipe themselves, paddling the bottoms themselves, and just kind of working through it on their own, which is a pretty hardcore way to learn.
That's because the original instructor, that's how they learned. Jake doesn't realize how much he's learned. I mean, he does, from working with us, of different styles and different products. But he knows a lot.
One punny coming right up.
It feels like it's, I'm cold, you're cold, who knows. Something.
Whoa.
Who knows? So I did this angle on it because don't rocket ships, like, they need the angle to break the atmosphere. And then that is,
That's right.
that's right. Yeah, that's right. Come on now.
Come on, let's get it on there. Holy.
Holy smokes.
Skip the water.
Okay.
All right.
So the cane is the blue right there.
Okay.
And I'm gonna tweeze it out and then we'll do a wrap around the top.
All right. A wrap?
After I tweeze it out.
Not with the cane. Like a clear wrap or a... Okay.
Clear or recycle, whatever. I don't even think I want to tweeze it. I don't want it any thinner.
Yeah.
All right, I'll take a wrap.
Real tiny?
Yeah. Real tiny. Usually I do it from behind because that's how I roll.
Nice.
Will you keep this warm for me?
Yep. Babysitting duty. 25 an hour. Just got a pay raise. Just got to.
These are the rivets. And I'm not left-handed. I should have both of these pieces of equipment in my opposite hands. But I'll pretend.
Take a flash.
Yep. So another thing I could do would be to do these rivets like with engraving or something when it's finished.
Yeah.
So that one's a little small. One more. Okay.
Nice.
So then my thought is to punty it again
Okay.
because that is done. And then we'll add the stuff on the sides. Does that make sense?
So punny it onto the lip like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Personally, I'm thinking sandblasting the finished product would be nice. It doesn't need to be transparent. If you're in the future, zoom, zoom, zoom,
How's
because the
that
camera's
for a
going to
little
get hot.
punny?
Sure. Let's give it a go and see what happens.
Yeah, a little big maybe, but
Yeah, it could also be a crown punny,
right.
but
See how it goes.
yeah, we'll see how it goes. Normally don't break things off this way, but... So,
nice.
the bits are flat. I'm wondering if I can get more than one off the thing.
I would assume so.
Yeah, otherwise you're going to be running a bunch of bits, but let's try it. So small, clearly.
Clear, small.
So the first one that's going to go on is going to be like an inch long.
How to recycle?
Yeah.
And you want it like a cylinder or just balled up?
I want you to flatten it. It's a square I'm putting on the side.
That's enough glass?
An inch long. Yeah. An inch long is going to be probably half an inch thick.
You want to just flatten it with the flat crimps, or you want me to flatten it first?
I want you to flatten it first.
All right. Into like a...
And flat,
Just-
flat, and then the tip.
Just like this?
Yep, but hold your pipe flat, yes. That, flip. Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Here we go.
I like that look. Whoa, a little wax on these. Woo. Yes, sirree, Bob.
Another one?
Yep, same.
Yep. Sorry. trying to bring the very same amount of glass here.
And if you don't, it's my job to manage it. And that one I made a little bigger. That's okay. All right, I made a lot bigger.
Coming behind you.
So another thing that would be cool is like a tool to make the rivets.
Yeah. I know a really cool way.
So now my question is, all
I think
right,
it's about time to
next-
kick the fan on.
What?
Kick the fan on. Oh, it's already on.
It's already on. So the next ones are going to go this way,
Okay. Got it.
which I don't think is 100% right, but we're going to go there.
I think it's going to look great.
So probably the same size, but longer.
All right. You want the flatten on it too?
Yep.
Get my steps in today.
That's what I was saying. It's like,
It's like making fish. Had 100 different pieces when you're making a fish.
well, and if we were going to make a bunch of these, we'd have 2 people.
Right.
The less I'm going back and forth, the better I am. I'm right here.
Okay.
This one.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of think that's the right idea.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Behind you.
Second round of snails is heading to UPS. All right, who works for UPS? I got to talk to Sharon at Watch about this. I spent 32 minutes on the phone. It was a ridiculous amount of time to have it say, yes, the address was changed, only to find out it really wasn't. It went to the original address, and she had to go to the old address, Nicole, and get the package.
Horrible.
After all that, it didn't work. Why on earth did UPS pay someone to talk to me for half an hour and not have it work? And frustrate the crap out of me. One thing I like about this too, hi Amy, I like the stylizedness of this. And kind of like, it's not so literal, like when we make products that they're not so literal. It's my own Rocketship version.
Oh yeah.
Woo-hoo! Oh no, look who's waiting in the wings, ready to make his own rocket ship. what just happened? Oh, part of my trail came off. So now my goal is to stabilize the heat. You know, I have a rocket ship at home on my desk. And so there could be where I got the ideas from. Ooh, in the sunlight? Oh, look at the shadow. What is that? Okay, so not sure how it's going to break off, but we're going to give it a go.
So we're skipping the flames? Because you're going to do the flames underneath.
Yeah, the flames were going to be underneath, and I didn't really make it that high.
That's really cool. I like that a lot.
All right.
Very sweet.
Stabilizing the heat.
It's much cleaner. I didn't like my long, curving, bending legs on it. This is like robotic almost. Psh, psh. I like it a lot.
Thanks.
I think if you got a couple little flames in there before even putting that on there, you'd have one, maybe just one pure flame, one rocket flame coming down the bottom.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. So what's the plan for the top on it? Are you going to put something on there?
No.
Can I put something on there?
Yes.
All right.
Come around this way. Yes. All right.
I'm coming.
Success on that. The reason I wasn't going to do it, and I probably would have glued it on, is so that I could get like the 3 little layers around it. But never mind. It looks like you just did something for me. Chris, will you grab the torch and torch that up? And Jake, that's got to go away soon.
It's all good. It's all good.
Oh, too late now.
No stamper. I'll get the door for you. Very cool.
All right, rocket ship number 2.
2 different styles. I like that one. I like the legs on that a lot.
All right, here comes number 3.
What? Rocket ship number 3.
Number 3, folks.
Here he is, folks.
All right, I'm going to step out.
Here's my coffee from this morning. Little boost.
A rocket ship boost. I'll have to bring my rocket ship from home next. It sits on my office desk.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go.
You got to draw it as bigger than all 3 of ours.
I have my mic still on. I might be back.
You got your mic still on, you said? Here he goes, folks. The only lefty in the family. Hope you all are having an amazing Sunday. It's 80 degrees out today.
It is?
Yep. And if this truly is streaming on Sunday, I should be working on my yard. I bought about 6 bags of mulch, $2 a bag. Special deal at Lowe's. I had no idea mulch was that cheap. But I'm really going to be going to town on my garden.
Nice.
I think I want to buy 8 more bags today on the way home if I got time. Let's see. There's a lot going on here, folks. I see. This is looking a little more like Star Trek, almost a little more modern, a little more modern. This could be next to the ray gun that we have. Ray guns and starships. That could be a show we hold. there's so many different products that we're coming up with and new ideas. It's like we could have a different show every couple months, a brand new show. It's so much back end work to get it all lined up, but thinking about a ray gun and a Starship show would be so cool. Nice little ice cream scoop on top. Looking good. What do you think?
You guys are looking pretty good. It's our boy. Kind of looks like an ice cream cone up there.
Big time. Big time ice cream special. That's the same thing I did with mine. Erased the top right off of it. Well, I think it's about time to bust open the back door too. Let's get some fresh air in here, folks.
That's looking a little bit better now.
Yeah. It seems to be the way to do it, is knock it off and finish the top on there. Serious detail. And this is all detail, this is all design. There's no real color implemented yet, except for the fact that he looks like he's going to be pulling out the gold brown for our prototypes.
Little bling.
Interesting.
I guess looking pretty good. So it would be sitting crooked if I made one side too short. Looks like it's gonna take off.
All right, here we go.
All right. Am I doing out of recycle?
Yep. All the prototypes, just like we mentioned, you got to start with the recycle, get things figured out, understand where it's going. Chances that we break one of these at this point, first time making them, is pretty high, you know. I think even on Michelle's, when we were putting away, a little bit of that stringer popped off on the side, that little tink we heard. So that's what the prototyping process is about, using recycle. Looks like Chris is going big with it. Mine got big real fast.
That's one of my first gather.
That's funny. If you guys are watching for the first time, I just saw the past show, we had 2 or 3 different people say, been watching you for a long time, couple brand new viewers, but they spoke up for the first time. I know not everyone's commenting on the videos, and for this show, we're not streaming it live, so we're not commenting back at you. We're completely focused on what's going on in these pieces and prototyping. But if you're watching still, shoot us a comment. There's a lot of people that watch the show every single week. Some people that tune in every other week. Some people that just stumbled across it like you maybe. And it's cool to know who's watching. It's a pretty nice community around the glass in America here and just within Detroit here and the Glass Academy. So this is what I was talking about. Once you get the shape starting to get established and knowing what you're doing, you can toy with the texture, toy with the optics of the glass, put some color on there. Chris is going for the pineapple mold here to get a little bit of texture on that core bubble. He's going into the gold brown.
All right.
So it looks like you are going to be going pretty big
Yeah.
for this prototyping process.
It's not going to be too big, but it's going to be just a little thicker than normal. Almost took a gather of the clear crystal.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm just using this paper here to shape it up. Gives you a little more specific control as opposed to using one of the chairwood blocks.
Sunlight looking great.
Looking pretty cool. Heat those up for me, Jake, would you?
Little heat on the jacks. Don't want to go right in with the cold metal. Scratch the glass. I got some extra beeswax on them. It's going to keep that glass hotter for them to work it a little bit longer.
How'd that get in there? Did I throw that in there?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Blow. Good. So I'm trying to think about that bottom, this specific bottom. I got to get the jacks in there real good and get it sharpened up with the exhaust manifold in there.
That's right.
Blow. Good.
Yeah. Flatten up that bottom. That's that same part I was working on. He's doing it a little bit different. Didn't putty it up first.
I want to be mindful that Sam's computer's running and she has.
Running what?
We're running this on Sam's computer, so just mind it all the time.
All right.
What is that, the recording factor or something?
Not sure. Double thumbs up.
So I'm just trying to get the top of this out so I can get a little bit more length out of it, so it's a little bit taller and lengthier, so it looks like it's really just taken off.
Just going right into the atmosphere.
I mean, I'm trying to make some type of like Elon Musk rocket.
Special. Letting gravity do the work. It's a beautiful shape. Doesn't really resemble anything yet, but it's just a beautiful shape.
I need to cut a little bit more of that tip off.
It's the same thing I did. Pulled it out long, and then I was like, wait a minute. Better dial that back in a little bit.
Stick with the design.
Yeah. It's just a fun process pulling that tip out there when it gets hot and you're pulling it out. And it's coming out super smooth. It's a little out of control sometimes.
I was like trying to really embellish the air bubbles in there, but I think that doesn't matter. You could bring me a small a gold brown bit, Jake.
How's that?
Beautiful.
Sometimes you gotta interpret the size small, folks. And I think I nailed it. Beedle-doo. Is that your new ringtone?
It's not mine.
It's yours?
Turn the volume down.
So that's going to be our platform for flipping this guy around.
All right, I'm going to put a double wrap on the top of this, Jake.
A what?
A double wrap, a double racing stripes of gold brown.
One coming at you.
You're going to put some gold brown on her. You're going to go up with it. Oop. Okay. One more. About a little bit bigger than that side, so this one's going around the bottom.
Okay.
All right, so we're gonna put some recycle ball, 3 balls on there.
All right. How big?
Ping pong ball.
You ready on this one?
Yep. I mean, I want them to stiffen up just a little bit so it's not too screaming hot.
Okay.
But I'm still moving, so it's good. Okay.
Taking a heat. Trying to keep that timing the same as the other one, so it's the same amount of action on it.
Yep. Working on this landing gear, guys. Woo! It's a lot different looking at the temperature of the glass when it's in the sun like that. Yeah.
Can't tell the heat of it as much. It's a little bit different. I mean, it's super cool to look at, but you got to think about your piece a little bit differently and maintain your heat more efficiently.
All right, so these 3 bits are just going to be the fins coming off of those little
Right.
shock absorbers. So they can be gold brown and they can be flattened.
Okay.
About the same size as the last bit you brought me.
Okay.
Kind of wanting to make sure that I let these different bits completely solidify and become the same temperature, guys. That way they're not moving. So it's kind of called equalizing.
Flattening it?
Yep. You can even leave it, yeah, that's fine, that's looking good.
Ready for it?
Yep, just doesn't need to be screaming hot, but yes I am.
Yeah, that's the move. Flopper. Gold brown soft enough that I don't really need to heat it much. It already starts melting into the surface pretty darn well. Ready for number dose?
Soon as, yep, I will be really close to being ready. Yep, I'm ready.
Behind you. Nice, back of the tag squish. These are all going to be gold brown, folks. Remember that. So it's going to be an iridescent blinging color on top of that beautiful recycled blue.
Kind of cool looking. My thought was I'd be able to UV the flame onto the bottom,
Oh yeah,
but how do I grind it?
that's true too. I think if you knock it off and polish it and just squish it real good with the back of the squisher.
Oh yeah, with the back of the squisher, that's a good idea. Then it'll just be flat.
Yeah.
I like that. Trying to keep my eyes on all these landing pads to keep them on center.
Yeah.
Looking pretty good.
Looking real good.
All right, we're gonna equalize the heat a little bit, and I think that's gonna be done. Did you say
Give
we're
it
putting
a reduction.
Yeah, we're gonna put a GA stamp on her.
For sure. Going for it.
Coming out.
Huh?
Yep, I'm ready. You know what I did forget was the balls on there. Running up the side. What do you think? Should we put them on or not?
I think it's looking good for a first try.
I
Let's
think
dial
so.
it in from there. It's already pretty wide.
Yeah. I think the proportions are looking pretty good right now.
Yeah.
For a starter.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get a good deep heat on this because I know we're gonna be torching the bottom a little. What do you think we're gonna put this in, a mold?
I was thinking the vermiculite. I mean, I don't know. That's pretty delicate for putting in a mold with the runners on there.
I think if it's the right size mold, it might be all right. Maybe even like that pineapple mold, it might be fine sitting in there. What do you think?
It's a lot of weight on the tip of it. If it's holding it on the outside, I don't think it would.
Nope. Not, well. No, I think it's touching.
That makes me nervous.
What about one of the other taller molds? You want to grab one of those for a second? Just so we can torch it with the right.
Yeah, what about this guy?
I think that's too wide because it's the same as a pineapple. Probably. It might work.
Over where? Over here?
Just set it down on the floor and I'll check it. See if it works. If it
All right.
works, we're going to be in business. That's our boy. The solid part touching it?
Preheat it a little bit. Little love so that we don't take away too much heat from the glass. Gallery's opening up, folks. Gonna be a beautiful evening here, Dearborn.
Looking pretty good. All right, now we're going to go for that reduction. Looking pretty blingin'.
It's blinging. I know.
got that squisher somewhere?
Probably it's right under here. Here, I'll hold this.
Torch it. Got it. Think you're gonna get it away with that, or you think you should grab the gloves?
Maybe I'll grab the gloves.
Where are we going, over the 3?
4. That was nice and cozy in there.
All right.
Yeah.
Woo!
Pretty hardcore.
So wait.
That was just about three beautiful pieces in there, folks. Wow.
All right.
The experimental show right here, folks. A little longer than usual, but that's what you get sometimes. It happens and it goes down. So hopefully you got the time this Sunday to watch all that action and see where the rocket ships go from here.
Where they take off to.
Take off to.
Awesome. Really great time. Was awesome. Nice job.
Gallery's open. We're going to get out there, talk to our amazing local customers.